Hi, everybody.
Here we are in the 9 Mile Swamp.
Almost ready?
Getting there.
It's so nice to be here. All acoustic guitar tonight. Easy.
I shared it with William Morris. Sorry. That's okay. Oops. I just wanted the end. I think I got them all. Okay.
So,
Oops.
okay. Are you ready now, darling?
I think so.
I need a flat pick for this.
Okay. Well, good thing. you're
This
prepared.
next tune is tonight. One of the things I want to do tonight is tonight I guess I'm celebrating Saint Augustine tonight, and where Saint Augustine's outlook on paganism meets up with so much of our culture and so much of our literature, and that's kind of what I'm going to try to get through tonight. Saint Augustine was he gave us a really beautiful thing. It was the idea that even though Christianity was pretty much the law of the land, he lived during the early Middle Ages of the late Roman Empire, that it still was valuable to look at the writings from Greece and Rome. And that permission granted to academicians throughout the years has really led to a richer culture that we live in, and that's kind of a little bit of what tonight's theme is about. So, unfortunately, Saint Augustine also gave us predestination, and which kind of means that it's almost impossible for anybody to be moral under that stricture of that our lives are predetermined. But I'll forgive him that. I like the idea of mining pagan gold, which is what he called it, mining pagan gold. So that phrase comes directly from St. Augustine. And we'll get there. We'll be mining some pagan gold. In fact, we're even doing a little bit of it right now in Even Song of Upmeads.
Lyrics
By William Morris.
yes.
Art thou man, art thou maid, through the long grass a-going, the short shirt thou bearest, and no beard I see, and the last wind ere moonrise about thee is blowing. Wouldst thou look for thy maiden, or look'st thou for me? Bright shineth the moon now, I see thy gown longer, down by the hazels, Joan meeteth her lad. But hard is thy palm, lass, scarcely were stronger. What's grip than thine hand kiss that maketh me glad? And now as the candles shine on us and over, full shapely thy feet are, but brown on the floor. As the barefooted mowers amidst of the clover, when the goat note is broken and mid-June is over. And when I follow thee till the earth waneth away, yes, Yes, I will follow thee. Oh, hard are my hand palms, because on the ridges I carried the reed book and smote for thy sake. And in the hot noontide I swept off the midges, as thou slepst 'neath the linden, or loath to awake. And brown are my feet, because the sun burneth high up on the downside amidst of the sheep. And in the hot noontide, where from the wind turneth, thou slept in my lap whilst I sung thee to sleep. And when I follow thee till the earth waneth away, yes, I will follow thee. Oh, friend of the earth, come nigher and nigher. Thou art sweet with the sun's kiss as meads of the May. O'er the rocks of the waste, o'er the water and fire, will I follow thee, love, till earth waneth away.
Yeah, those lyrics are written by William Morris in what book? What's the book that's
It comes from what is probably the first truly great fantasy novel. The first fantasy novel, also written by William Morris, is a book called The Wood Beyond the World. And well, yeah, I would say so. Glittering Plain is very much, which comes before, is very much in the Norse world. Well at the World's End is really a full-blown fantasy in that it's very Arthurian. It's a heroic fantasy. And there's even a character named Gandalf in it. Of course, he's not like Tolkien's Gandalf, but you can see that the trail goes from Morris to Tolkien. And today's modern fantasy, I liked the older fantasy better because the magic was more subdued. There's a new Wheel of Time is a new series on television right now, and one of the things I don't like about that series is just that there's so much magic in it. You wonder why anybody does anything by hand. You know, you've got a magic sword for doing everything, a magic fork for picking up your peas, practically.
Yeah.
So
let's say hello to a few people.
Yeah.
So we have our usual suspects on here. We
cabling.
have Joe Giglio.
Hi, Joe.
Show we watched this afternoon. Joe Giglio has a live Facebook show on Sunday afternoons at 2 o'clock. Although he's not sure he's doing one next week, but you can just check his page and find out. Mom, hi Mom. Michael is on. Craig, I saw Craig. Wanda is watching. Hi Wanda.
What's this called?
Phil Miller, hi. If
Phil.
you are watching, just drop us a line, and that way we'll know you're there, and we'll give a response later. This one is The Hammer and the Cross. Please, please.
like the trust in a lost friend. Will a song about promises kept ever ring through a hall? And the blackened stones of our breached walls were all that remained. A cloud conquered the sun, all our shadows stolen away. Now our ashes rise with the wind. Will a song about promises kept ever ring through a hall? Now the oath breaker's song, it's a curse down the years. It's the only song I know. Storm tumbled the pine, drove the Okay, that was
Thanks,
called the
everyone.
Hammer of Cross, and that's set probably in the 9th century, and we're going to move up ahead until to the early 1800s. No, we're not. We're going to move to the American Revolution. We're not going to go that far.
Yes.
We're going to move to the American Revolution now, and this is a song that was, I guess it comes from the impressment of British sailors, the blues, to fight in the American Revolution, and we always like to say that. We're not sure what side we're on. I mean, well, the Beatles would be our band. We'd have better health insurance. You know, there's a lot to be said for having lost the Revolutionary War. Maybe we wouldn't have taken our current journey toward terrorism.
And hi, Shari Schultz.
Hi, Shari.
And Tom Vallow is watching for a little while. I don't know if he's still watching.
Tom Vallow.
Yeah. And
Tom
who else
Vallow
did
is,
I
if
see?
I want to say this, Tom Vallow is a superb guitarist. I understand he has a CD out.
And John Walsh. Hi, John.
Hi, John. Tom Vallow played at our, years ago, played at our Thursday night show in High Falls. Okay, Rat of the Blues, are we ready?
Mm.
1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. As I cross over Salisbury Plain, such a dainty fine sight I behold, as lasses were crying and tearing their hair, for the Rout has just come for the blues, for the Rout has just come for the blues. Then each went home to their mothers to run, saying the heart is undone, it is true. I'll pack up me clothes without more delay, and boldly I'll march with the blues, and boldly I'll march with the blues. The landlord and landlady walks hand in hand, so do they pretty girls too, and each one poured out a bottle of gin to drink a good health to the blues, to drink a good health to the blues. Our ship, she is rigged and we'll all set sail, how sweetly the French horn plays too, and each one sent up a loud huzzah, success to King George and his blues, success to King George and his blues. They're as gallant young fellows as ever you'll see, though you search Bonnie Britain all through. When dressed in his majesty's suit, you'll agree, there none can compare with the blues, there none can compare with the blues. As I cross over Salisbury Plain, such a dainty fine sight I behold, as lasses were crying and tearing their hair, for the Rout has just come for the blues, for the Rout has just come for the blues. Take us out, baby. Out of the blues. Okay, so the next song we're going to do is a rewrite. It's a song I wrote many years ago. In fact, I played this song on the night that I opened up for Procol Harum and the band got a standing ovation with the cigarette lighters and in an auditorium, and I had never seen that before. I thought they were trying to burn us to death, but in fact, they liked it, and when we played it back then, it ended with this incredible bass solo, and then with a classical cadence that was just right up the alley of Procol Harum. And the Procol Harum guys even liked it, and very much, in fact. I remember their manager gave us his phone number, but we never connected. Okay, all right. This is called Fawley's Hymn, and this song originates before I was talking about Saint Augustine and the fact that he was the first of the early Christian fathers and perhaps the only one to come up with this idea of mining pagan gold. The idea that it was okay to read pagan works, and it was okay to discover pagan art. And pagan art to Augustine, of course, meant the art of Greece and Rome and the classical world. And so I want to read you a quick excerpt. In this excerpt, Jude is having the character Jude is having a moment of the sublime, by which I mean one of those moments in life where you have a key insight, and it feels like almost like a religious experience. And Jude he climbs up a ladder where some working men are working, and he peers across the distance to the city of Christminster, which symbolizes Oxford and Cambridge and that aspect of higher learning. But it appears to him in a mystical kind of way, out of it's cloudy, and then it's not cloudy, and then it is, and then the sun shines down on it, and then he sees it at night in all of its glory with all of its lights. And for him, it's a sublime experience, but it also recalls that kind of worshipfulness that I'd say many people have, I know I do, of knowledge. And even of knowledge, of pagan knowledge and of pagan mystique. And it's especially poignant for Jude because he'll never have the money to essentially go there. And so I'm gonna read a little segment just to give you a little bit of a flavor of it. Now, okay, I'm gonna bring my light over. Okay. All right. So he has seen a little bit of the city and come down from his ladder, and some working men are walking by, and for some reason or other, Jude just has to burst out and tell them his story about seeing the city. And I'll read you a little bit of that. They were elderly men and had genial voices. Jude addressed them, inquiring if they had come from Christminster. That's the city he was gazing at. "Heaven forbid with this load," said they. "The place I mean is that one yonder." He was getting so romantically attached to Christminster that, like a young lover alluding to his mistress, he felt bashful at mentioning its name again. He pointed to the light in the sky, hardly perceptible to their older eyes. "Yes, there do seem a spot a bit brighter in the northeast than elsewhere, though I shouldn't have noticed it for myself, and no doubt it med be Christminster." "Ah, young man," he observed, "you'd have to get your head screwed on t'other way before you could read what they read there." "Why?" asked the boy. "Oh, they never look at anything that folks like we can understand," the carter continued by way of passing the time. "Only foreign tongues used in the days of the Tower of Babel, when no two families spoke alike. They read that sort of thing as fast as a nighthawk will whir. 'Tis all learning there, nothing but learning, except religion. And there's learning too, for I could never understand it. Yes, 'tis a serious-minded place." I'll skip ahead a little bit. And Jude leaves the men Jude continued on his walk homeward alone, pondering so deeply that he forgot to feel timid. He suddenly grew older. It had been the yearning of his heart to find something to anchor on, to cling to, for some place which he could call admirable. Should he find that place in the city, if he could get there? Would it be a spot in which, without fear of farmers or hindrance or ridicule, he could watch and wait and set himself to some mighty undertaking, like the men of old of whom he had heard? As the halo had been to his eyes when gazing at it a quarter of an hour earlier, so was the spot mentally to him as he pursued his dark way. It is a city of light, he said to himself. The tree of knowledge grows there, he added a few steps further on. It is a place the teachers of men spring from and go to. It is what you may call a castle, manned by scholarship and religion. After this figure, he was silent a long while, till he added, it would just suit me. Jude Fawley. And
Jude the Obscure by Thomas Hardy.
Yeah, I love Thomas Hardy. We've been watching this thing on television, Poldark, and I love it. It's a great show. If you haven't, a great series if you haven't seen it, and it's so much like Thomas Hardy. It's set perhaps a generation earlier, but it's just like Hardy. I love it. Okay, Fawley's hymn without more ado. I kneel unto the distant spires and windows cold as ice. I'll bend my thoughts to Christminster until the day I die. The laurel crown of Christminster, the city's holy light, the glory ground beneath the moon of my eternal night. The sun slips past the darkling heath. My path seems dim by night. Then up the moon and tips the glow through rills of elfin light and lights the lights of Christminster, the city's holy light, the glory ground beneath the moon of my eternal night. Fawley's hymn. The pagan and together. So, we better do something cheerful.
Yes,
in a major key.
Pick it up a little here.
Okay, we have minor key that almost to death. Actually, Rout of the Blues is kind of major.
And we can say hi to Betty Altman, who's watching.
Hi, Betty Altman. How are you?
Muller.
Robert Muller. Hi, Robert. How are you? How are you? It's been a while. I haven't seen you ride your bicycle past my house lately. But the last time I saw Robert passing my house, I didn't know who it was, and he was about 50, 75 yards away from my driveway coming toward me. And then I heard this loud voice singing, and he was singing as he was pedaling. And I'll remind you that I live on almost a mountainside. How anybody could sing after pedaling up that mountain, I don't know, Robert, but I give you a lot of credit.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, and if you are watching, just drop us a line so we know that you're there.
So here's a song that combines bluegrass music with reggae, and don't ask why, it's just one of the things that I kind of like doing. Are you ready, Darn?
Yes, sir.
I hear my name come whispering through the trees. The night shines cold, I just can't sleep. The sky is clear, no clouds obscure the view. So strange to think I can't see you. The moon is shining bright, leaning low against the night, shining bright. It's shining on me, it moves across the skyway. Leaves me wondering why I spend my life so cold and lonely. My baby used to stay home every night. She'd keep me warm, treat me right. We talked about tomorrows with a grin. If luck ran out, love would win. Now I understand that the beginning and the end of a change. There's nothing lasting. Lessons to be learned, ancient letters to be burned, or rearranged in seasons passing. Well, the trees release their leaves to let them go. When love is dead, they cannot grow. Sweet evergreen that grows the whole year long. I'll track you down, mama, you can't be wrong. But the night is deep and cold, and I hope I can hold to this tree. It keeps me going. The wind calls through the trees in a woman's voice to me. So it seems, oh, love's deep growing. Well, I hear my name come whispering through the trees. The night shines cold, I just can't sleep. The sky is clear, no clouds obscure the view. So strange can't see you. Now nothing that it wasn't meant to be. It's okay, I just can't change it. If the dove should land for an hour in my hand, unafraid, could I cage you? Yeah, nice, Cheryl.
Yeah, thank you.
I hear my name.
And a nice Lee Oscar from Michael.
Yeah, indeed, that harmonica sounds nice for sure. And so, what have we got next on our list? We've got a John Hiatt song. We've been playing all originals for the most part. Rout of the Blues is a folk song. Even Song was co-written with William Morris.
Not at the same time.
Some 60 years after his, 60, 70 years after his death. And Jude Fawley's hymn is an original. I Hear My Name is original. So now we have a John Hiatt song called Thunderbird. It's my favorite John Hiatt song.
Is it about a car?
Well, ostensibly on the surface, it seems to be a song about a car. But I think if you listen carefully, you're going to see that it's actually a pretty serious song. Now I have to think of how it
Did you
goes.
put the cape bow on?
Oh yeah.
Like
I hate
fooling
capos,
you
but I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna fool you. Are you ready? Because now I'm ready.
Okay.
My Thunderbird, my Thunderbird, put your head on my shoulder, don't say a word. We'll cut across town, my Thunderbird. There's a burial ground beneath a cattle herd. Mr. Henry Ford is building me a Thunderbird, my Thunderbird, my Thunderbird. Put your head on my shoulder, don't say a word. We'll cut across town on my Thunderbird. We're from Pennsylvania, Welsh men of words. My dad drove a DeSoto, I drive the Thunderbird, my Thunderbird, my Thunderbird. Put your head on my shoulder, don't say a word. We'll cut across the county in my Thunderbird. Got electric windows, tilt away wheel, slide across the bucket seat for that sexy leather feel in my Thunderbird, my Thunderbird. She's the voice of the future, baby, have you heard? Tomorrow's taking wings of my Thunderbird.
Got my A.
From the old Volkswagen down to the Model T, a lot of men have died so that you could ride with me in my Thunderbird, my Thunderbird. She drives like a dream, baby, nothing doesn't get better than a Thunderbird. My daddy was a salesman, my brother was too. I'd sell anything so that I could ride with you, but not my Thunderbird, not my Thunderbird. Well, in Loman's talking louder, I can't hear a word. I'm driving too fast to my Thunderbird. Yeah, they made a mad way. Yeah, they made a mad way. Yeah, they made a mad way.
harmonica instead of my D harmonica with the dog on it, so I can notice it's my D.
D
So I
is
mess up.
D is for dog. Okay. Well, if it makes you feel, you should feel better
That's what it
because
should have been.
in the second part of that, I played a bad chord, so.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Well, yeah. Okay. Let's see what we got here. We've got a song by Norman Blake. This is one of my favorite Norman Blake songs. If you saw the movie Brother, Where Art Thou, you've heard a couple of Norman Blake songs. And I encourage you, if you want to hear a really great I guess you'd call him an Appalachian style Americana singer. If you want to hear a really great one, Norman Blake really fits the bill, and he's a really cool guitar player too. Okay, I think we're ready. My draw. Randall Collins is my name in the state of Arkansas. $15 is my game, 15 is my draw. Randall Collins is my name in the state of Arkansas. Throwing dice in the railroad yard don't get you too much jack. Working on that section gang and surely bring you back. $15 is my game, 15 is my draw. Randall Collins is my name in the state of Arkansas. Where the shade is cool, I'm gonna watch that straw boss hunt for me. I ain't nobody's fool. $15 is my game, 15 is my draw. Randall Collins is my name in the state of Arkansas. Train in the Memphis yard, it's the longest I ever saw. I'm gonna ride it down to Fairbanks town in the state of Arkansas. $15 is my game, 15 is my draw. Randall Collins is my name in the state of Arkansas. Hey, we're right down to Bill Clinton's house, right? He's in New York, isn't he? They're building that train in the Memphis yard, it's the longest I ever saw. I'm gonna ride it down to Fairbanks town in the state of Arkansas. $15 is my game, 15 is my draw. Randall Collins is my name in the state of Arkansas. $15 is my game, 15 is my draw. Randall Collins is my name in the state of Arkansas.
Driving wheel. Say hi to TJ.
Hey TJ.
He said nice picking. And Craig Ellis made a long comment that I'll read later, but I just want to mention another live show you can catch is on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock on streetjelly.com. You can hear Craig Ellis play. This is Driving Wheel.
Yes, I feel like some old engine lost and driving. Took my money on the night train home. What a terrible thing. No, I promised to be with you, darling, by Saturday night. I just wanted to tell you that I love you. Just wanted to tell you how I feel. Feel like some old engine lost me driving wheel. Feel like some old engine lost my driving wheel. Can't say much in a phone booth, you know how it is. I just want to say one short thing. Won't you listen to this? Just wanted to tell you that I love you. We do love you too. We're going to see you next week. We'll be back. I just wanted to tell you how I feel. How I feel. Feel like some old engine lost me driving wheel. Feel like some old engine. Sing it, Fudgy. Lost me driving wheel. Feel like some old engine. I lost my driving wheel. Lost my driving wheel. Feel like some old engine. Lost my driving. And that concludes this episode of 9 Mile Swamp. We'll see you next Sunday. We hope you have wonderful Thanksgivings.
Yes, please. Enjoy friends and family. Stay safe and get that booster shot if you haven't already.
I know it's the end of the show, but I'm going to too. I don't care.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for dropping us a line. We're glad to know that you're there. We hope you appreciate our fancy technology.